Hello, hello. This is part three of my replay of the final table of the $2,000 FTOPS two-day event. Quick recap from the previous session. I just doubled through bus on a pretty brutal cold deck, my aces versus his kings. So I now have about as many chips as the other four players put together at this final table. So this is going to be quite a different the strategy, the way you're going to see me playing in this video now is going to be quite different from how I was playing in the first two um, parts of this series. The beginning was, I think, fairly standard final table play. I think there's even room to say that I didn't play quite as well as I could have in those first two videos, and I tried to talk about some of the mistakes I may have made in the beginning as well. But it's fairly standard final table play in early stages of a final table, particularly when you're medium stacked. You're not the chip leader, and you're also not on the very short stack side. You're generally going to try to play on the conservative side until a few people have busted out. Well, now a few people have busted out, and I am also no longer a medium stack. I actually have quite a large stack. So the way that I play and my general strategy is now going to be quite different. One very important thing is you definitely don't want to sit back and try to coast. It can definitely feel like you have a really commanding advantage. Um, Sorry about that. I was saying you really don't want to rest on your laurels here because even with what seems like a really big stack, it's actually only 150 big blinds, which I know sounds like a lot. I can tell you from experience in cash games, 150 big blinds can go very, very quickly. Not at all uncommon. And with the blinds and antes as big as they are, one of two things can happen. Either I can continue to pick up chips, or if I just kind of sit back, yeah, right now I have as many chips as the other four players put together. But if I sit back and don't do anything, those other four, one person's going to be left standing, and all of a sudden that person's going to have as many chips as I do. And then it's just going to be 50-50 again, who's going to win. So although I have a commanding lead right now, I'm still going to have to work to maintain that lead. And I do think that there are a lot of things that I can do. In particular, it's significant to look at who these players are and what their current chip stacks are. As we can see, there's one player, Bus, who is extremely short. It's very likely that he's going to be the next player out. I mean, he's got what, two big blinds, I think. Well, less than. Let's see what the blinds are. He's got. Yeah, so he's got fewer than two big blinds left in his stack, so it's pretty likely he's going to be the next player out. Not to be rude, but I'm going to kind of count him out of the calculations here. So we're going to be left basically with me, and then with three players who all have roughly the same stack size, and that is a fantastic situation for me to be in. Um, I'll tell you one thing. If you don't have a lot of experience playing at final tables, and you are a regular multi-table tournament player, you want to get better at multi-table tournament play, I would really suggest that you put some time into learning how to play sit and goes because a sit and go, a one table tournament, is one of the best simulations that you can get of playing at a final table without actually having to make a final table, which obviously is not something you're going to do all that often. But it's really, really important to being a successful multi table tournament player that you're able to play the final table well because that's where all the money is. And a lot of times, the correct play at the final table is pretty different from what it would be somewhere else because the payouts, because of the payout jumps that happen every single time a player busts out.